And in this talk, I'm going to look at this. Now, this is literally a marketing action plan. And it's really, really simple. And it just breaks your activities down into 4 quadrants: every day, every week, every month, and every quarter. Now, what this means is that you can begin to start planning your activities to work out what it is that you can legitimately get done weekly, monthly, daily, and quarterly. And I'm going to literally talk through each of these quadrants and suggest some of the things that you could do. Obviously, you don't have to, because you might have your own ideas, and I hope you do. But some of the things that you could do in each of these quadrants and start to plan your stuff out. So, first things first, every day. The key thing is, if you're going to do social media, do something every day. You can use tools like Hootsuite to make that management of social media so much easier and faster, but make sure you're in there every day. And if you don't have time to go in every day, then schedule tweets or schedule Facebook messages for the coming week, and just keep tabs on responses and things like that. But do something every day. Another important thing is list building and list development. Now, what I mean by list is that these are the list of your potential customers and your list of actual customers. And you should be constantly looking at ways of growing your list of both. Obviously, your list of potential customers should move into your list of actual customers, but you should be looking on a very, very regular basis, if not daily, then definitely weekly, on how we can make this list pay attention, this list over here of potential customers, and more importantly, make this list over here of existing customers respond in some way, shape or form to buy more often, or spend more every time that they do. And this can become a daily activity. The great thing about it is that you can target specific sectors of your niche. So if you sell business to business, you could over here target accountants, and there will be a small campaign going out just to accountants, or just to hairdressers, or just to business consultants, etc. You choose your list and you manipulate it and target those particular groups. Same thing over here. If they particular group of clients buy X product or service, but they could potentially buy Y product or service, are you marketing that Y product or service to these particular customers? So always try and think about ways of breaking down your database and your list into segments that you can market and sell to. Next up is every week. Now this becomes a little more involved, because there's only going to be so much you can do every single day, but there's going to be more detailed stuff that you should be doing every week. And the first things first is, if you're going to write a blog post on your website, do it every week, or at least the minimum 3 times a month, but I recommend every single week. The great thing about it is 95% of small businesses don't write on their blog nearly enough. Some never do, and they wonder why on earth their website doesn't perform in the search engines. Blogging is a brilliant way to get your website moving up the rankings with Google and with Bing and Yahoo, etc. Write blog posts, do it every week. That should be a weekly activity. Underneath there, also on there, we've got email writing. Can you send emails out to segments of your market on a weekly basis? I mean, you should be emailing your existing customers regularly anyway, at least once a month, and that will go over here. But weekly, can you send something out, or as I just said, to the group of accountants over here, or to the group of people who don't buy the Y product but could over here? Can you send something out to stir up your market? It could just be that you're sending out, a reminder that we've got a blog over here and we've just written an article on X to your existing customers and also to your potential customers. Be useful. As I said in the previous video, be the specialist, be the expert, pitch yourself into that space. But let people know. So do weekly email marketing. Another thing that you could do every week is to gather testimonials. So far too few small businesses gather enough testimonials, and they're a great credibility builder in your marketing, and they're so simple to get. So are you doing something about gathering testimonials? Now, another activity on every week could be going to networking events. I've got a colleague who goes to a networking event almost every single day. The great thing about it is he's building up a very good network, and he's marketing to that network as well. So that's, that could be a weekly activity, etc. So have a think about all the things you could do on a weekly basis. You could be sending out letters to a particular target sector of your market. Do some every week. Send them out on Monday, follow up on Wednesday. So that could be a weekly activity. But you get to choose, like I said earlier in the previous video, Choose your market and choose your channels to reach that market, but make sure you're speaking their language, but do something very consistently. Now, every month is a little bit more challenging, and you're beginning to get into the strategic thinking about your market. So you could be planning your marketing campaign, but every month there's something I'm going to talk about in the next video, and that's planning out your month day by day. And it's important that you do this, because if you've just got a very, very woolly marketing activity plan, of course you're going to get very, very woolly results. And if you don't really know what you're going to be doing day in, day out, and you haven't planned it, then of course you could sit down and think, okay, what marketing am I going to do today? I'll send out a couple of tweets. Then what? So on the next one, we're going to look at once a month writing up a detailed marketing action plan. It's not complex, but I recommend it. When we started doing it, we got better results, and it's so, so simple. So every month, planning your marketing campaign for the coming month. Make sure that you're reaching your target market. Make sure that you're doing something with your existing customers as well. Another thing you could do every month is some referral gathering. Are you asking customers to send their friends? Have you got a scheme to encourage customers to send their friends? Do you have a system for making it happen month in, month out? And there are other activities where you could be running monthly workshops, for example, doing monthly webinars and stuff like this, doing monthly videos or whatever. And we do videos every week in our marketing. It works incredibly well. Not everybody's comfortable or confident with that, but that's okay. That's us. You could do one every month. But you get to choose. And you know, this is your marketing plan, not mine. So you choose the activities. Now, finally, every quarter. And this is where you really do start to plan and look at your strategy. Your quarterly strategy should make a contribution to your annual plan and your annual targets. But so over here, you would review what's worked. I mean, you should be reviewing what works every month anyway, but every quarter you review what works. You look at what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, what results you've got. You could look at the analytics on your website, for example, and see what people are doing, see where they're coming into your website, see where they're leaving, see if there are pages or blog posts that are popular. Can you leverage those, etc. You know, is there a particular channel that's doing well? Hopefully you're asking every single customer where they came from and how they found out about you. So you look at to maximize that, but also then to adjust that which isn't doing so well. So you would also look then to plan the next quarter's activity, and that could be a series of campaigns. It could be an event that you're running, for example, and you're going to plan your marketing activities leading up to that event. And when we look at that on the next video to your month-long plan, you'll understand what I mean by planning down to the day. And so quarterly you'd look at strategy. What's worked well? What can we do to improve it? What can we do in this coming quarter to maximize what we've done and to make sure that it continues to improve? Now, the whole thing about this planning, the whole thing about reviewing is that you should be looking at constant improvement in your marketing. If it isn't working, you can keep trying to see if it will likely work, or you can adjust it. If it's costing you money and it's not working, then you have to ask yourself whether it's a good investment. Got a client at the moment who spent a lot of money on Facebook advertising. It was badly targeted. It wasn't particularly well done. The messaging wasn't particularly clear, and he's wondering why it doesn't work. It's like, well, okay, there's a whole heap of reasons we could talk about there. But the key thing is, well, just stop doing it. Just stop doing it. If it ain't manifestly working, stop doing it, or at least radically change what it is you're doing to try and get better results, to reach your target market, to speak in their language, and give them a darn good reason to come and talk to you. So there's a link to this underneath the video. You can download your own copy and start to fill one in, and you put your activity. What can you legitimately get done every day, every week, every month, and every quarter? But you need to start to plan your marketing activity. If you don't have a plan, I promise you, you'll be chaotic in your marketing, and your marketing results will be chaotic as well.